What's up, guys? I'm back with another video, and today I did promise this video would be coming out, and here it is. If you guys don't already know, Kirby Wilson, head coach of the USFL Maulers, did end up firing Devon Smith, and it did cause a little bit of trouble around people. It sparked controversy, I guess I would say. And basically, I'm going to get into the whole entire story in today's video, so let's get into it. So guys, I do apologize for getting this video out late because I had a crap load of videos going up this week, and I'm sure you guys probably seen that I had a crap load of videos going up this week. So I couldn't really get this one out quicker, so I am sorry. But I'm glad I waited because the USFL did release some statements on what happened. Well, the Maulers in particular, and Kirby Wilson has a statement on what happened. But guys, to give the whole entire story, I have to start from the way beginning. And this takes us back to last Saturday when the USFL was doing a little like reality TV show type thing, like showing the ins and outs of the league, like preparing and stuff for games, and everybody getting to the hotel and whatnot. And it was called United by Football. And I didn't know they were doing this, to be honest, at first. And when I first seen it, I was like, oh, this is cool. So I'm watching it and whatnot. And all of a sudden, it comes up a part where Kirby Wilson's talking about having to fire Devon Smith or whatever, saying that he violated a rule or whatever, or something like that, and he gave him disrespect. And so I wasn't thinking much of it. And they actually showed that they did not show the clip of where the disrespect was shown, but they did show the clip of him going into the hotel room and firing him. So basically, Kirby Wilson sat down and said, oh, I don't want to hear you crying or whatever, and then he basically said, you gave me disrespect, so I'm going to fire you. And Devon Smith came back and said that he actually came out with the story. And I was first a little bit skeptical at first because I was like, well, first of all, I guess skeptical is the wrong word, but Maulers, they just never said anything about it. They never showed the story. They never cared to explain the story. They never cared to say their side of the story. So to me, that leads me to believe that Devon Smith is telling the truth. So here's Devon Smith's story. I'm not going to say he's telling the truth. I'm not going to say he's not telling the truth. But to me, it really seems like he's telling the truth if the Maulers aren't denying what he said. And so here's what Devon Smith said. They said that they had chicken salad, and guys, try not to laugh at this, because this is actually kind of serious if you think about it. This guy literally just legitimately lost his job. Like, he legitimately just lost his job over this. So here's the story. They were eating chicken salad, guys, and Devon Smith said, oh, I don't want to eat that. And there were guys coming in with pizza. So Devon Smith asked if he could have the pizza. And the coaches said no, and asked if that's going to be a problem. And Devon Smith said, yes, that will be a problem. And that ended up getting him fired by Kirby Wilson. Now, granted, is that the real story? We're not sure, but that's the story that we were told. And Kirby Wilson said, I don't want to hear it. It's done with. It's done with. It's done with. And got up and left the room. And so that's what happened in the clip that we seen of him actually getting fired. And then afterwards, after Kirby Wilson left the room, he has had his hands on his face like that, which I can only imagine. The man just literally got fired. And if that is the true story, that's ridiculous. Am I against it? I'll give my whole opinion later in the video, but it's like very patchy. Like, we don't exactly know. But I'm just gonna go ahead and believe Devon Smith, considering the Maulers never released anything about it. That all they did was release a statement about it, which I'll also get into that in today's video. But that's the background story, guys. And after I seen it, I was really thinking nothing of it until I was watching the Pat McAfee show. If you don't already know, guys, Pat McAfee show, he's sports related, mainly football. He has a podcast on football. So I highly recommend you go check it out. I'll leave a link down to his channel down below and the video down below because I am using a little bit of a clip. And this is from his chat. This is from his channel and everything. So make sure to go subscribe to him. But basically, I seen his thing. I really never thought anything of it afterwards. And until finally I seen in Pat McAfee's chat that everyone was like exploding over it. Pat McAfee, he actually reacted to it on stream, and he was like, he seemed a little bit like, okay, why would he have been fired over chicken salad? Like,
around here, hotel staff. It feels like that's what he was setting up. And then when they presented this whole situation, the guy explained his side, and it was because if he was going to get chicken salad, it would have been a problem over pizza. I think here's the clip. It's 2 minutes. Let's ride the wave here.
John Peterson, personnel director.
Just met the guy.
Good morning, man.
Well, he crossed the line.
Okay.
So we had to deal with it.
This is very difficult for me as a head coach. It's my first time, but we have a business. Okay, this is business, and you're a businessman. We all are, because that's the nature of the beast right now. But when I first talked to you guys on March 22nd, I had a handbook. I covered some items that were very important to me.
Line 46 addresses that. Any disrespect of football or members, staff, USFL, hotel, etc., would not be toterated.
It's line 46.
It's my attention that has occurred with you. So unfortunately, hear me out. Unfortunately, cost of doing business, I'm gonna have to let you go. Okay?
I didn't think I did anything or said anything disrespectful.
I can tell you what happened exactly.
It's not important right now.
Right.
It's not important.
I don't know.
It's already happened.
Right.
It's already happened.
I didn't say anything disrespectful. He said, is that going to be a problem? I said, yes. That's it. And I walked away. I didn't think that was disrespectful. Me saying, yes, I don't eat chicken salad. And I was like, is there another option? Walked in with pizza, and I was like, can I get a slice of pizza? He said, no. I was like, he said, is that going to be a problem? I said, yes. That's all I said. I didn't say no cuss word, nothing. That's all I said. I promise you. No disrespectful on my dad's life. I promise you I didn't say nothing disrespectful. Yes.
And I appreciate you sharing that. But the matters, it's done.
Yeah.
It's done. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate your side, but
Good luck.
Man.
sorry about it.
Someone's feelings, hurt feelings, are a distant second to the greater good of the team. And we've moved on and turned that page, and I'm happy we did it.
Jeez, cold game.
Yeah.
God damn. It's a cold league.
It is. I wish there was some footage of this interaction he had with whoever the staff member was.
What's the price of
Listen,
getting a ring? Cold
in the
chicken
USFL,
Back to that dude, man.
Whose pizza was the guy holding? Whose pizza was that?
Could we see the chicken salad?
excuse me, I don't eat chicken salad, all right? I'm so sorry.
And was it?
I don't do it. I just seen a guy walk in with pizza. I don't eat chicken salad. Is that going to be a problem? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't eat that. There's a pizza right there.
He asked for one. He asked for one slice.
Yeah.
One
Give me the
slice.
box. Hey, can I just get like a piece of crust, please?
Imagine
Those
how
Donatos. Those tiny Donatos.
a little square.
Can I get a piece of Lunchables, maybe?
Please, can we think about what the story was told from the person that was selling the chicken salad or giving the chicken salad? Because that's the person who obviously ran up the pipeline. Listen to Devion Smith. This mother. I read that handbook. What was line 46, coach? What was line 46? Respect everybody. How about the chicken salad guy? That's me. I asked him, do you want chicken salad? He said, no, he doesn't eat chicken salad. I said, all we have is chicken salad. Then he had the gall to tell me that he's seen somebody walk in here with a pizza. I said, while we got chicken salad, you have a problem? He said, yes. And then he flexed on me. And then he walked away. Like, imagine that side of it.
okay, like you could tell Pat McAfee, I'm not putting words in his mouth, but it really did seem like he thought it wasn't even an overreaction also. And then I really never thought I never thought that people were going to react the way they were. Actually, I was amazed how big of a thing this blew up into, because everyone in the chat of his live stream was like freaking out, saying that, oh my gosh, the coach is a stooge, why would he fire him over that? That's ridiculous. And everyone was like freaking out. Matt, I'm like, oh, this is bad. I don't think the Maulers thought this was going to blow up like this. So as you guys could tell, it kind of blew up a little bit and it got big. And I'm not saying everyone's overreacting. I'm just simply saying that this got a lot bigger than I actually thought it was going to get. I never actually thought people, like I'm going to be honest, like I seen it happen. Like I was like, over pizza? Like I had that reaction, and I did not know it was this big of a deal until I seen the Pat McAfee show. And so huge shout out to him for actually reacting to that, because that really like opened up everybody's opinion, because then everyone started talking about it in the chat for a long time. So a couple of days after Pat McAfee's podcast, I think the Maulers started to realize this is starting to turn into a little bit of an incident. And I started realizing it too. Like, everyone's like, wow, people are actually paying attention and mad about it. And so the Maulers ended up making a statement on their Instagram. And just reading this statement, guys, it really just doesn't seem like the Maulers apologizing. It seems like Fox apologizing, because Fox and NBC kind of own the Maulers. So it really just seems like Fox apologizing, not the Maulers. So here's this. Pittsburgh Maulers statement on Devon Smith being cut from the team on United by Football. On the first episode of United by Football, the weekly USFL all-access doc series on Fox. See, so the doc series was on Fox, so it really seems like Fox apologizing about it. Devon Smith was shown on camera being cut by the team by Coach Wilson. The show captures hundreds of hours of film with the intent of providing transparency to fans. But unfortunately, much of the content was left out in this moment. So they apologize for leaving out the content, but they won't explain the whole entire story with Devon Smith. If you're trying to apologize, at least, go ahead and defend yourself. So that's another reason as to why I think Devon Smith was telling the truth. Smith had violated 3 team rules in a 24-hour span. And in this particular incident, disrespected a cafeteria worker, which wasn't captured on camera. So it wasn't captured on camera, which they had already prior said that. But here's my question. Why won't they explain the story and say exactly what happened, instead of, they basically apologized for being vague and then they just repeated the story Coach Wilson already told everybody. So we just know that he showed disrespect. But the disrespect that was shown was what Devon Smith said. Because this makes me believe Devon Smith, because they're not exactly coming out and saying the story. So to me, they should come out and just say their side of the story, so we have both sides. So to me, the only reason they wouldn't be saying their side of the story is because Devon Smith literally told the correct story, and they don't want to make themselves look bad. Smith has subsequently reached out directly to Coach Wilson to apologize and asked to be reinstated to the Maulers roster. So he apologized and asked to be back on the roster. And I don't exactly know. I don't think he's back on the roster. He apologized to Coach Wilson, and I'm assuming the apology was really meant to ask him, hey, can I be back on the team? Which then ended up not allowing him back on the team. I'm assuming, I don't think he's back on the team. He's still cut. And no, to me, exactly, this seems more of like an apology from Fox, considering you're sitting there saying the film's meant to provide transparency for fans, and they're basically apologizing about stuff being left out. Well, to me, that's not the team's fault, that's Fox's fault, which Fox does own the Maulers, but they're apologizing on the Maulers' behalf. So it makes it seem like this is just an apology straight up from Fox, which makes sense because they do own the Maulers, but still, to me, the apology was a little bit vague, but they did apologize, and they did say that it was not captured on camera, so we did not get to see where the disrespect was shown. All we know currently is that it's just disrespect, apparently, according to Coach Wilson. So after that, guys, I was shocked. They also had Coach Kirby Wilson's side of it, too. So we got to hear his side, and I'll show a clip of it.
Well, the thing about this whole situation is I have a set of standards that we go by as a football team. Those standards weren't met. That individual knew prior that we weren't having a prior agreement to prevent a later misunderstanding. Once those incidents were brought to my attention, I addressed them immediately. Because these are life lessons. They have nothing to do with football when you're trying to teach people how to respect other people, no matter how you see or view them. And he had immediately reached back out, apologized, committed to trying to be a better man and a better person from the incident. But we had already moved on. The decision had been made because, as I said, there's a prior agreement in place to prevent later misunderstandings. It's very unfortunate that it went out as a one-sided story, but I've been around this business too long. I've coached Hall of Famers, and it's not anything different. What I coach now, I've coached 20 years ago. When I talk to Emmitt Smith, when I talk to Edwin James, when I coach Adrian Peterson, when I coach Curtis Martin, I coach them the same. I'm not asking any man on this football team to do anything differently than I coach those men to do. And it's really, we have a very, very high standard of football. It wasn't met today. And when we have a player that steps out of line with what we believe in as a staff, it must be dealt with. And I did. And I didn't think twice about it. We did the right thing and we moved on.
Is there any avenue for him to get back on the team?
Not at this point. I'd be, more than willing to help him with any other football team that ask or inquire about him, but that has not happened. Anything different. What I coach now, I've coached 20 years ago.
So that was posted on their Instagram, guys, and he was basically talking about like how he holds the guys to a certain standard, and I guess Devon Smith did not meet that standard, and that's really all it really boils down to, I guess, is that Devon Smith showed a cafeteria worker disrespect and got cut from the team. That's the story that we do know. My only issue with it, though, is that the Maulers never released their statement on it. Now, granted, as we can see, guys, they do have a statement on it, but to me, you're just apologizing that it wasn't caught on camera. To me, I want both sides of it. And there's a lot of people saying, like, a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are just saying, like, this is ridiculous, this is ridiculous, this is ridiculous. So there's just a lot of people that just think it's ridiculous. And personally, my opinion, guys, I'll say first of all this, that I have had coaches that have said to me, well, they've said to the whole team before, back when I played football, they said that if you sat on the bench, you would stay on the bench. So I'm just saying, there's a lot more stricter coaches. There were coaches where you weren't even allowed to sit on the bench. I know a big thing with my coaches back when I played, that if your jersey wasn't tucked into your pants, you would get yelled at. You always had to have your jersey tucked into your pants. If it was not tucked into your pants, you were being yelled at. So it's like, that's another thing when I see the guys with their back plate always hanging out and stuff. So it does get a little bit more loosey-goosey. I feel like, personally to me, it feels more loosey-goosey once you get into the professional leagues. It really does. Granted, they are adults, but to me, it still should be a level of strictness that is still there. Now, if that is the true story, that I can't really form my opinion when I did not see it on camera. I just heard Devon Smith's side, we just did not hear anything else. And if Devon Smith is telling the truth, I will say that is absurd, because all he said was, yeah, that'll be a problem. So I do kind of feel like if that is the true story, that's a little bit of an overreaction. But if that's not the true story and he did say it in a different manner and actually did come out and give more attitude for it, I can't really blame Coach Wilson. But a lot of people probably think different than that. A lot of people think like, bro, it's just over chicken salad and pizza. It literally is just over chicken salad and pizza. Like, I cannot believe I'm making probably what's going to be close to a 20-minute video on chicken salad and pizza. But that's all we got about it right now, guys. If there's any more updates or anything else about it, then I'll let you know, guys. I'll probably make another video on it if there's any more statements, but it really just seems like that's it of it. And this really left a horrible stain on the Maulers. We're just on a crazy losing streak. This is being actually filmed. Probably this will be posted later today, but it's being filmed after the Maulers just lost second time in a row. So we're 0-2, and it's really looking like this just made everybody hate the Maulers now. And am I being over dramatic? I don't think so, because I think a lot of people already hate the Maulers now because of the incident. And I don't know what's going to happen with it. If something does happen, if say Devon Smith gets back onto the team, then I'll let you guys know. I'll make a video about it, but I just don't see it happening. I just think this will be the end of it. Again, the Maulers statement, it was mainly just apologizing that it wasn't caught on camera, which to me, you fired him, it's done with. You don't need to apologize for the firing. Now, can you come out and say, hey, we may or may not have overreacted a little bit, but Coach Wilson seems to be standing his ground, and he did. He stood his ground in a little press conference thing that they had that I showed a clip of you guys. And, yeah, it just really seems to be it. And it just seems to be that that'll probably boil down to be the end of it. And I personally thought that this wouldn't turn into anything, but it actually did, surprisingly. And this got the Maulers a lot of attention, and not necessarily the greatest attention. Not a lot of people are on our side now. Not a lot of people are on our side. Again, statement, it just seems very, like, apologizing for they didn't get on camera. To me, you just basically reset everything that already happened, which it's better to release a statement than not to release a statement. And Coach Wilson, he just sat back and continued to say what he said, that he holds the guys to a standard because he was a running backs coach in the NFL, and he coached Adrian Peterson and whatnot, and he coached all these great running backs. So I guess he's holding them to a standard. They're holding these guys to a standard the same as the NFL guys, which I do agree with. I think they should be held to the same exact standard. If they want to be pro football players, like, you're getting paid to do this. Is it as much as an NFL player? No. But your respect for the coach shouldn't change by how much you're getting paid and whatnot. Now, was that a jab at Javon Smith? Was that a jab at Devon Smith? No, it was not. I'm just simply saying I don't know the story, and I can't really give my opinion on the story. But if there was attitude given, I don't know. Is it still an overreaction if there was attitude given? I'm not sure. But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, I'll post another video on it if something else does come out, but I don't see anything else coming out on it anytime soon. So I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
I don't know, guys. I mean, I'm picky. I probably wouldn't really like chicken salad. I love pizza. But if I was around Coach Wilson, chicken salad would be my favorite food.